What's up guys, it's Mike here, Smokin Monkey, and welcome back to the channel, or to the channel if you're new around here. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is a beautiful sunny day out here today, and I'm just warming the Jeep up right now. Hopefully we can go for a nice cruise, but I thought today would be a good day to do a follow-up to last week's video, because last week's video got a lot of hate and a lot of people weren't happy to hear about it when I talked about the 5 things that I hate about my Jeep Wrangler. And I don't hate my Jeep Wrangler. I love this thing. It's a great vehicle, so I figured I'll do a follow-up for you guys about the 10 things that I love about my Jeep Wrangler, because this thing is an awesome vehicle. There's tons of things that I love about it. There's tons of great things about it, and if you don't own one, then this is a good video for you to find out what kind of good features and things there are about the Jeep that I don't know about because I don't drive one. And this is just one of those videos where even if you do own one, you can chime in and say, oh yeah, I noticed that, or this is also something great, or just even if you don't agree with what I say, then let me know. I don't need everybody to agree with me, so let me know what you guys think. But it is a beautiful sunny day, so let's go find a nice sunny spot to park this Jeep and get you guys some good footage. And I'll give you guys my list of the 10 things I love about my Jeep Wrangler. So let's go. And here we are, guys. Now, hopefully it's not too windy. We are right by the lake, as you can see. And no, I do not live around here. This area is a little bit too rich for me, but it is beautiful and it's a beautiful day. So I promised you guys a good video. So let's hop out and I'll tell you guys about the 10 things I love about this Jeep Wrangler. So here we are, beautiful spot on a beautiful day. Only thing is, it is a little bit windy, so I will do my best to speak clearly and hopefully it doesn't affect the audio too much. But the first thing that I want to mention is how much customization there is for these things. Now, even right out of the factory, you can tell they come in some awesome colors. These Jeeps, you can, not just these Jeeps, but all the Wranglers, you can buy in pretty much any color you can think of, from reds to yellows to greens, blues, purple sometimes. They offer all kinds of awesome colors. And honestly, I think that that's one of the best selling features and one of the best things about them, because it brings a little bit of color to the road, it brings a little bit of color to your life, and it's just interesting driving something not the same as everybody else, a gray or a black or a silver or a white car, something that stands out a little bit. And believe me, it's a lot easier to find this in a parking lot than it is to find my other vehicles that are just regular old everyday colors. But the other thing I'll mention is the amount of aftermarket support is ridiculous. There is so many modifications and different things you can buy. I'm sure you guys have seen a million different types of ways that you can modify these Jeeps. And that's one of the main things that I love about them, is you can do so much to them. You can buy different kinds of fenders, different wheels, lift kits, different bumpers. They make different tops if you want to change your top. They make different doors. They make all kinds of different things. Mirrors, hoods, grills, anything on here that you can think of, you can replace and you can put something better on there, or something that suits your taste better. And that's just one of the things that I personally love about Jeeps. And I think that that's one of the best things about them. And that's one of the things that drew me to them, is that I can actually do what I want with it, make it my own, buy all the pieces and parts that I want, and just create something that's individual and different from all the other Jeeps. Well, unfortunately, guys, it was far too windy where we were, and I had to change locations because the video was not going to come out good, and the whole point of going there was to get you guys a better video. So since it turned out to be way too crappy conditions, still early spring, or not even spring yet, but time to move and do the video here. And number 2 on the list of 10 things that I love about this Jeep Wrangler is how easy it is to work on. Everything is readily accessible. All the bolts are exposed. Anything you want to do, you can pretty much get done really easily by yourself, even without any prior mechanical knowledge, or even if you've never done this job before on another vehicle. It's quite easy to learn. Look up a couple of videos or anything on forums and you can definitely get it done. It's really simple and you'll be surprised at how much you can do yourself on these little Jeeps. And the next thing that I'm going to mention is number 3, and that adds on to number 2. So it's fun to work on. Not only is it easy, but it's fun. So this is something that you're going to want to work on because it's satisfying, and it's fun because it's simple to work on. It's rewarding because you can see the modifications or the results of whatever you're doing, and it just turns out the way you want it. You get your vehicle customized in a different way than anybody else, and you get to do these things yourself. So if you want to go put on some different mirrors or some different bumpers, it's super simple. Like, even if you want to do a bumper on this thing, you got 2 bolts here, 2 more bolts here, the whole bumper comes off. And it's just that simple. There's a lot of things on here that look complicated, but they're really not. These Jeeps are kind of made to be modified and made to be played with. So they know that people are going to be taking them apart, and they make it a lot more intuitive and user-friendly than you would think. And number 4, you can take the doors and the roof off and you can still legally drive it on the road. Now, that is as long as you mount some external mirrors. You should be fine. You should be able to drive it on the road in most states and most provinces, no matter what country you're in, depending on if you live in Canada or the United States. But it's super easy. I can even show you guys in real time. Like, it's literally that simple. You want to take the doors off. Since I don't have the screws in, or the nuts, I should say, on the bottom of the bolts, all I have to do is one strap, and there's no electronics in the door anywhere. So literally just pull her right off. So for me and a lot of Jeep guys, it's super easy because I know a lot of people don't put these back on. And yes, it will rust out a bit, but it's a Jeep. It's going to rust everywhere anyway. It's super easy to strip. Even if you want to take the roof off, it doesn't take more than 15 minutes. You should have 2 people to pull it off, to carry it, but it is possible to do by yourself, and I will show you guys that in a future video as soon as it gets warm enough to actually take the roof off and enjoy driving it around without the roof on. So a few more weeks, maybe a month. But what other vehicles do you guys know you guys can actually take the doors off, take the roof off, and go to the beach, go drive it around, and then still put everything back together and have a proper working vehicle for every other weather condition? Which leads me into number 5. These Jeeps are good in every weather condition. Other than a few people that complain that you get a little bit of rain inside, here and there, that depends on your seals and a lot of different things, but mine is sealed pretty well, so I'm gonna say it's good in every weather condition. You have 4-wheel drive for the winter if you need to drive it in the snow. You have a removable top and doors for the summer, and for the spring and the fall, you can take it off-road, which is point number 6. You can take this thing off-road and you can still drive it to work the next day and still have a regular good vehicle to use on the weekend to go get groceries, to pick your kids up, to do whatever you need to do. But you can take it off-road and you can go have some fun. As you can see, my tires are still quite muddy. I washed the Jeep a little bit ago, but it's still a little bit muddy and I will be getting it a lot more muddy. So I'm not too worried about it. And when you have a Jeep, it's not the same as having another car. You don't worry about cleaning it as much on the exterior. I like cleaning all my cars inside and keeping them pristine. That just makes me feel better when I drive. But the exterior, it gets dirty. It's not that big of a deal. It's a Jeep. It's functional. It does what it's supposed to do. It gets the job done. And it actually looks good doing it, even when it's a little dirty. So Don't be worried about cleaning your Jeeps all the time. As you guys can see, I'm not very good at it. There's a lot of dirt and a lot of different like sand and mud packed in little crevices that I have to get to, but I constantly take it off road, so I don't worry about that. And point number 7, there is a huge community of Jeep people, and that's a good thing for many different reasons. First of all, you've got a large group of people on the forums, so you can troubleshoot different problems that you have with your Jeep. That's also good for testing out different things that you want to do to your Jeep. You can go on the forums and see how those mods have reacted on other people's Jeeps and how they've performed over time. That way you can make a better informed decision on what lights to get, or what tires to get, what bumper to get, what lift to get, etc., etc. Whatever you want to buy, somebody out there with their Jeep already has it, and they're probably on the forums telling other people what it's like. And the other part is there's so many of these Jeeps out there that it's easy to find parts. So many people had these Jeeps, ruined these Jeeps, drove these Jeeps, loved these Jeeps, hated these Jeeps. They're everywhere. You can go to a junkyard anywhere and you'll probably find a Jeep. Tons and tons of parts that you guys can go out and get. I know a lot of people that even drive these old Jeeps. They collect shells and stuff like that, so when they take the parts off and they build other Jeeps that they have a ton of extra parts laying around, and they always have readily available axles and all kinds of stuff. So look around, ask your local Jeep guys, and trust me, you'll be surprised at how much stuff they have laying around in their garages. Number 8. This thing is the most utilitarian vehicle you will ever find. This thing has like jagged corners. It's not built for aerodynamics, it's not built for speed, but it's built to do what it does, and it does it well. It goes off-road, it's good on all kinds of weather conditions, it has very good suspension for different kinds of road conditions, for off-roading, for whatever you want to throw at it. Basically, it can do whatever you need it to. These were derived from military vehicles. Now, obviously, I know that this model is far from what the military vehicle spec was. It still has those roots. It still has that DNA in it. It's still a body on frame. And even the 2019s and the 2020s are still body on frame. So they make these things to be used and abused, and they do their job well. They're not made to look amazing, but somehow they just do look good. But you can see exposed hinges, you've got exposed gas cap, exposed hinges in the back on the tailgate. This isn't made to look pretty. It's not an SUV, and people swear by these things. And you'll know that if somebody buys a Wrangler, it's probably not going to be their last one. It's probably not going to be the only one that they own, because they're just awesome vehicles. Like, these things are made to do a job, and that's it. They're not made to look pretty. You've got exposed gas cap, exposed hinges, spare tire mounted to the back. Nothing's made to be hidden and look pretty and polished, and no panels are hiding anything. You've got everything out in the open, all the bolts, all the screws, everything. It's just meant to be used. You can take the roof off, you can strap things to the roof, you can strap things to the back, you can strap things to the sides. I've seen people do it. You can buy all kinds of accessories, so you can go overlanding, you can go camping. They make tents that fit on the roof of this thing. I'm telling you, if you want a useful vehicle, this is it. This is the most useful vehicle, other than the amount of trunk space I have, which I'm not going to talk about right now because that's a whole nother video. But it is a very useful vehicle. It's the most utilitarian vehicle that I've ever owned, and it's just awesome. If you want something where every part of the vehicle has a specific function and something to do, and it's there for a reason, then this is it. This isn't there to look pretty. There's all kinds of different vehicles you guys can get if you want an SUV to look pretty, but Jeeps are beautiful in their own respect. They're just mean. They look good because they do what they're supposed to do, and they don't try to look good. They just are. I don't know how to exactly word it, or if you guys understand what I mean. And number 9, the high seating position. Now, you can't tell just by looking at it. Most people wouldn't tell you just by looking at it that you sit that high up. But once you actually get in one of these, your seat is about as high as a pickup truck. So you can see I'm not a short guy, and it's almost to my waist. So, and that's really nice when you're driving around. It's really confidence inspiring. You can see down the road, you can see all the traffic around you. You don't have to really try to look around people if you're driving behind a taller vehicle or an SUV, because you're probably sitting higher than them unless they're in a pickup truck or a lifted vehicle. And these things, they're actually pretty comfortable to drive on the road. You can see a lot, you've got great visibility, especially because this is the only part where you would have a blind spot other than here. It's all glass, all windows, and they're just awesome vehicles to drive. Which brings me to my last and final point. Number 10. It's just fun to drive. It's just an awesome vehicle. They're great to drive, they're fun. You can beat them up, you can take them off road. If you hit a pothole, who gives a shit? Speed bumps, you don't worry about speed bumps. Speed bumps, what's a speed bump? You don't have to slow down for much in this thing, and it's good in all seasons. It's just a riot to drive, and you'd be surprised at how tight of a circle these turn. Because it's such a small wheelbase and you have such large wheels, and because it's made to go off-road, you have very good articulation. It actually goes and turns in a very good circle despite the large wheel. So guys, that's my list of the 10 things that I love about this Jeep. And believe me, there's a ton more, and I could keep going on and on, but I don't want this video to be too long. And if you guys have anything to add, or if you guys think I missed anything, definitely let me know, put it in the comments. Or if you guys think I made a mistake and there's something that you guys don't like about the Jeep that I mentioned that I do like, then let me know, because everybody's different and maybe I can see it from your point of view. So thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for sticking around, and there is tons of mods coming for this thing soon, so don't miss that. The reason that I haven't been doing the mods is because I'm saving up for some bigger and better stuff. I want to do some bigger mods, some better off-road capable things, if that makes sense. Some things that'll make the Jeep more capable off-road. There we go. So stick around for that. That's coming soon, and I will be taking this thing off-road a lot more often because it is getting better outside, and now the trails are going to be open. And we're going to be able to go out there without a whole bunch of snowflakes telling me, oh, the trails are closed, you guys shouldn't be out there. Even though we were on private property that day, but that's another story. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. And I will see you in the next one, hopefully. So don't forget to leave me a comment. Please consider subscribing. And until next time, peace. Ride safe out there.